One of my daughters just was at one place for a couple of years. It was her first job. She's gone to a new place now because the old place is closing down. Not for terrible reasons. The lease is up after 30 years or something. And she's at this new place now. And she's like, Dad, I can't believe how good it is. This is happening and that's happening. And somebody said to her, one of my friends said, yeah, you were at one of the worst run businesses in the city. And she said to me, Dad, how could you have let me work there? I said, well, hold on, it wasn't dangerous. And I said, it sets great perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like, you should never work at a business like that. Like, I said, what are the top 5 things you didn't like about that? And she told me right off the top of her head, she knew. And I said, now when you interview the next company you work for, make sure those aren't present there, right? Until you've experienced something, you don't really know how it shows up in your life.
Yeah.
But now she knows, and she'll build on that as she goes.
Yeah. And like experiencing, I know we want our kids to, have the best and to enjoy their lives, but there's something in a little bit of hardship and a bit of suffering, that helps you grow and become better and then learn and then not make the same mistake again.
Right.
Or expect better.
Well, if someone was to hire you and said, hey, I'm about to give birth, and say, I want you to coach me on developing an effective human being, right? There's no way you would say, give them everything they want. Don't teach them any delayed gratification. Let them put anything they want into their body. Your whole job as a parent is to just appease them and dance around and make them laugh. You would let them learn and grow and suffer. And goals, all of my kids, I've done pretty well in business. I'm not buying any of them cars. Like, they don't have any of that. I said, you want it? My 17-year-old now has $7,800 towards her car, and she needs $11,000 for the car that she wants. Friends, most of the people in my neighborhood buy their kids cars. I said, why would I do that? Go back to...
It's not teaching you anything. Well, it is teaching you something, but it's not a good thing.
Right. And it's something, again, back to Warren Buffett. I went to the Berkshire Hathaway quarterly shareholder meeting. It's in an arena, and it's amazing. It's every year. Well, every quarter, I guess, but I was at the annual one. And at the end, they take like an hour of just free questions. Anything you want. Charlie and Warren are sitting on the stage, and this reporter put his hand up and he said, is it true that you're not leaving your kids anything in your will? He's worth billions of dollars. And he says, yeah, no, that's true. Zero, not a penny. And they're like, can I ask why not even $1 million each or whatever else? And he's just so sincere. He says, oh man, I would never rob my kids of their journey.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. It's great.
He said, I remember my first $10,000 bank balance. So do I. I remember my first $100,000. I remember my first 7-figure transaction. Nobody gave me that, right? And the thing is, once you know how to put $1 million or $2 million in the bank and the investments and so on and so forth, no one can ever take that away from you. You give a kid $2 million, it's unlikely they're going to be able to hold it, and very unlikely they're going to be able to repeat it, right? So that's how I've seen that whole operation is like, let's teach people how to do this from the ground up. And, as an employer, I like to think that people that were with me for 3 years were 3 years way better off, not just 3 years older than having worked for me.